whole lot.
What's up, Darb? Are your friend gonna join us today?
I don't know.
Ooh.
What's happening?
What's up there, Darb?
Hello? Is there anyone there?
He left.
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you. Absalom, what's going on?
I have no idea. I just sort of woke up here.
In the room right now?
It was like a seat with a helmet.
Is that right? What's your name?
I'm Simon Jarrett.
And what do you... damn relays. Where are you now?
Someplace dealing with electrical power. I'm not sure if it's a plant or a transformer.
Yeah, you're probably in the thermal plant somewhere. You want to go upstairs to the comm center. It's the room with the dome ceiling.
Hey, look, this place is not... There's something seriously wrong here. Hello?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. We lost another relay. Listen, head for the comm center upstairs. I'll wait here.
What are you?
Are you blind? It's me. Carl. Carl Semke. Wrangler? Any of this sound familiar to you?
No, actually.
Well, thanks for being so helpful. It's not like I'm knocked out on the floor or anything.
Are you human?
Shit, did my body give it away? I try hard staying a mystery. Yeah, I'm human. Are you?
My name is Simon. Do you know anything about this place?
Oh, you knew. That makes this slightly less weird. Look, I'm obviously hurt. If you see anyone else around, just tell them where I am. What's wrong with your... everything? Did you go diving in sewage or something? Hello? Can you
So,
hear?
where are you exactly?
Are you for real? I'm right here. See me waiting? Look at my hands. Hey, buddy.
Okay. I'm just gonna be. I'm not seeing it. I see a machine, a robot talking.
What the hell are you looking at? I'm here. See?
Okay. I just didn't expect you to look like that.
You're really hung up on appearances, you know that?
How did you hurt yourself?
Not sure. Blacked out pretty bad. Can't remember how I got here.
What do you remember then?
I was in the pilot seat, remoting a UH.
UH?
A universal helper. You know, a robot like these things, but livelier. Anyway, I was just dealing with some heat shields and... that's my last clear memory.
You were remote controlling a robot.
We do it all the time. Robots are too unaware to deal with some stuff. Intuition doesn't grow on motherboards, you know?
Did you maybe get trapped in the robot somehow?
Your mind is pretty tightly wired to the helper, but nah, pretty far-fetched.
Listen, I don't want to alarm you, but I think you might be trapped in a robot.
I'm telling you, get your eyes checked. I'm right here. I see both my hands, both my feet. When you remote, all you see is like a video feed from the helper unit. Your own body is entirely out of the picture. If you see any others, just let them know where I am.
I'm sorry, I think I pulled the wrong lever.
Oh, don't sweat it. Just get me a doctor. I really need help.
Yeah, I already talked about that. Oh, dark. Thanks. Muted.
I don't care. I listen to them talk about anything. At least it shows they care a little bit.
As a, I don't know if you have a channel or not. But I was telling Dog, I was just like, nothing's changed. What's the point of this?
Oh God, he's dead? He's dead.
User joined your channel.
Gentlemen.
What's up, Solo?
Hello?
Why are we typing when we're in TeamSpeak and you talk?
Darb's got us muted.
Well, then I say we kick Dark.
Fine, I'm talking.
Like, I'm not gonna read shit while I'm playing.
Don't play stuff right now, man.
Because there's so much going on, right? We're gonna find
Great
out.
ideas and
We're gonna
awesome
find out
effort, that's
everything
what it
we've
is.
already known.
So, like, did they ask us if they wanted
no.
to chat tonight, or?
I'm sure it's trolls non-stop bugging them, and they're like, "All right, fine, we'll have an update."
That's probably it. As your lead butcher, I feel the obligation to join in this conversation. My rewardless.
I didn't
That
do
is-
shit.
Did they contact you, or did you contact them?
Did you get a shirt or something?
You know
I
damn
didn't
well
think
he
of anything.
contacted them.
Before item named after me.
That is believable. I did not think actually talk to me. But Toast apparently sent a message that he wanted to do the talk thing today. So, okay. He let me know about the canceled event on Tuesday. He didn't read the Twitter yet. So I changed the schedule, and then he went on about how he wants to do the Q&A thing.
Well, hopefully it means they're releasing new veterans for this weekend. As the big surprise.
It probably won't be this one, but
Is this weekend supposed to be the .4 update?
I doubt it.
Oh my god.
Unless that's why they just didn't have it on Tuesdays.
I'm
really wanted to push
I
it
want to
out.
assume, I want to believe that that's the reason. I just get sadder and
hope,
sadder
man.
each
False
time
hope.
they push it back. Because, what was it? It was last week's stream that I asked, and they were like, soon, TM. 2 weeks later.
Was that on Tuesday where they were saying you'll get your surprise?
They said it'd come. I don't think I asked for the surprise. I asked about the better in the last stream, and they said it was going to be coming out soon. That they were finalizing it, and that they were really excited for this next patch. And I believe they originally said that they were going to try to put it into the .4 patch, so it's like a big update. So I'm assuming, and for the sake of Lightbox Interactive, they release a new veteran either like this weekend. They need to do it this weekend.
Yeah, because
Or next, at least. They could
was-
tease it this week and then
there
give it
wasn't
next week.
shit going on this weekend, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It was dead.
They could just tease this week.
Which is probably why they're having a talk. Be like, so,
You guys aren't gonna be.
we
you guys
noticed
aren't
there
gonna be
was
mad at us,
one
right?
game in 3 days.
We noticed no one played at all.
You guys are gonna quit the game if we don't release anything, right?
Oh, I won't. Like, I like the game. I want it to succeed. It's just, I've literally grown up playing betas and alphas and all manners of games, so I notice trends and stuff and like see the inevitable doom of stuff based on
Holy
the older
crap.
decisions.
Guys, have you seen the kill board? The leaderboard yet?
Yeah, it's just all NA.
No. I should tell them something.
Well,
It's
it's just
odd.
because it's the last 4 days, no more any games.
Well, the whole Pippin game that has been on Sunday and we're still on the leaderboard by like 2 games or something.
I don't think there was a single game on Sunday, because I was in queue from
There was-
like
it was
10
like
a.m. until
2
like
games on
8
Saturday.
p.m. I was in queue for over 12 hours on Sunday. There was one false pop, and that was it.
That's the thing, is like I have no incentive to play right now because it's still the same. It's like that's one thing about MOBAs is you
But
have to
graphics changed.
be changing stuff that's a part of the game constantly.
I'm back.
I did notice how after we talked about that grainy sort of camera view for the character select, they removed it.
They changed a lot of stuff since the last time we talked.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I really want them to be releasing new veterans.
Yeah, especially, well, the big thing is that major MOBAs release one character a month usually.
But they also have
Major MOBAs also have like balance patches and stuff every 2
Yeah.
weeks. And all of these patches have been like, you know,
Graphic.
user interface, graphic patches.
Which, don't get me wrong, for an alpha, because a lot of complaints from outside people have been, it looks very bad right now. Like, that's the big complaints have been going about how bad it looks, so they've been trying to make that look nice enough to get people to play the game. But they definitely need to have people, you know, fucking more characters to play from.
Or the other thing would be big map changes, or just even the item system if that ends up being really good.
Yeah, I really hope. I'm still hoping for the one cleanse item, so fucking Berserker can go crazy ass mode.
So Forster could be overpowered.
I hope
Or
they
The
remove
Forster
I hope they
won't
remove
bitch.
true damage from items.
No, like, well, yeah, true damage kind of stupid.
It's
But,
it's a very hard to balance mechanic, and
It is.
when you make it available to all veterans, that's when you start running into problems.
I hope they don't take away the echo form.
They
No,
don't need,
make
they
it
don't need to take
Not
away
take it
echo
away,
form.
but just nerf it a slight where it doesn't.
Well,
It doesn't-
basically make
so
it
it
so
doesn't-
that it doesn't
or
proc.
something.
Well, so it doesn't do true damage. It can you know, deal damage back based on how much damage you're doing to it.
But also
But-
take away the proc where you hit it and you get stunned.
It
Well,
shouldn't
that's
turn
just,
you
that's just a
into
bug on the fucking Terminator.
yeah. It shouldn't turn you into like an unkillable machine.
Or something that Carrie has to punish themselves for trying to kill you.
But
Like, it should kind of keep them at bay, but it shouldn't, like, if you don't kill me, you're fucked.
because a coordinated front line in this game currently is very powerful. Like, straight up, if you have a Terminator that has echo form, it essentially shuts down the enemy team's carry until you can, you know, position around it. But the way the map is, you never really can do that without being in a spot where you're just gonna insta die.
You have to work your way, like, Stormboy can't really do anything against Terminator. You have to literally hit everyone else and hope your team can kite them. Like, that's the biggest thing against Terminator is only the Apothecary can really deal with him on Echo. Because he can try and drain and beat the damage he's taken.
What time is this supposed to have started by now, or like around now?
Probably.
Now.
You're gonna cancel on us?
Make me angry.
That'd be funny. Just a little message to Forster. Oh, by the way, we canceled, so yeah.
We'd all just quit the game.
No, just testing the water. Would you guys still be available whenever on call? Okay, you guys were. We're not doing one today. This is just a test. That's all it is.
I know. I still think they need to have some major changes to the way the map is right now. Major changes. The jungle needs an overhaul. Lanes need overhauls.
That spawn bullshit needs an overhaul ASAP. I really like the map design. I mean, it's
The
something that
jungle
you
is
kind of
the
work
jungle
around.
just feels awkward to move around in.
I like the middle lane now. The move. I mean, I also like it for the fact of, even if you're a storm boy, you really can't depend in the middle of the, you can't depend in jungle to make a clear escape. You're gonna have to hit a wall. Like, I would feel like a jungle of it, like, kind of blockading and have, like, weird paths that you have to take to get around anything.
Like, as annoying as, like, air quotes, lane metas are in MOBAs, they're kind of necessary for, you know, there to be some sort of balance in the lane, but because the lanes are so weird, there's really no, like, if they did have a dedicated jungler, and so there'd be 3 people in lane, so there'd be, you know, your 2 lane and 1 lane and your jungler, really right now, your one lane is like a 50-50 chance of you going against the two-man lane and having to sit there and switch lanes around.
Well, I mean, the thing is that like Terminator didn't give a fuck for any of that. He can pretty much. I mean, he's gonna lose the tower quickly, or sooner or later, depending how well you fend him off. But
That's the
if
problem, is
if they're
because it
smart,
turns into who can push the tower down the fastest.
yeah, that gets really annoying too. When you can easily clear tower in like what 5 minutes or something.
Less?
We've
Yeah,
done
I've
it
seen-
like 3 minutes for us before if we rushed it.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, with a scout firework combo, if you like dedicate yourself on not harassing, but keeping them at bay while you just raid tower, you can easily get it 3 minutes. At range, they can't really stop you. I'm just wondering how they're gonna make items become a thing of actives and all of that. Passive and actives on them. Oh, I found out why you couldn't get on.
User disconnected from your channel. User joined
I
your
also hit the
channel.
wrong button.
What?
Forgot the server information.
Time to bookmark it, man.
Don't worry, I think we're good now.
So who's our secretary? Is Forster recording everything? Taking notes?
Twitch it.
I'm just gonna be Twitch. I'm just gonna live stream Twitch it whenever we get in.
Forster's the secretary, there we go. While he's playing, whatchamacallit?
Soma.
Yeah, that game. It actually looks really kick-ass. I just don't like horror games, you know? I'm just not a horror fan.
It'd be interesting, like I said, for a veteran idea is having one that abilities are like augmented auto attacks, and you aim as well.
I mean, there's a lot of characters that can easily fulfill that role. 40k, like, depending on what rates you want to put it in.
Howling Banshee or something like that.
Nah, Howling Banshee, I would think more agility, or Scream, obviously. Just, you know, stuff like that.
Scream's gonna be OP.
Would
If
it be
you
an
fucking
ultimate, or would it be
yeah,
It's
it'd
gonna
have to
be
the
AoE. It's gonna be like AoE slow or stun or something like that.
Oh
AoE
god, that
fear.
would be such a...
Fear would be
Imagine,
cool.
oh my god, you have the flashbang blinding you with a Banshee yelling in your ear.
Oh Christ.
It would just be chaos. Banshee's in game, everyone turn down your volume. You're ready to lower the brightness of the fucking scouts in it.
They really needed another engager. Well, I mean, I guess the Terminator's ult is an engage.
Well, I mean, not his dash is a pretty mean engage.
His dash is really weird because it's like you dash into someone and it just pushes them farther and farther away.
Yeah. The only annoying part they need to fix is the fact that when you dash, if someone bumps into you, you like
Yeah,
freak
the
out and get
teleport back thing.
teleported back.
Yeah,
like,
I
oh
hate
my,
that
like,
so
what
much.
the fuck? Fucking Solomon just walk around with a robot trying to kill him. I'm actually thinking, you know how they said a race card hero? Figure that'd be one of the guys for like switching his primary attack around.
Wraith Guard would be pretty overpowered, probably.
A what?
Nah, he's slower than a Terminator. He'd be someone that you would kite with less efficient, like so easily, but you know.
Aren't the Wraith Guards like the giant fucking walkers?
No, you're thinking of a Wraith Lord.
Oh, my
Wraith
bad.
Guards are the baby versions of them.
They have like
Just-
mini D cannons basically in their
Yep.
hand.
They're 10 minutes late to their own damn meeting.
I know! It was all a prank. There is no meeting. It was just to see if we're still loyal.
These hoes ain't loyal.
We all get another surprise.
Alright, I just
Except
sent
for
them-
Darb.
I just direct message him the TS info. Just in
Yeah.
case.
Just in case you may have lost it again.
Tell them if they release a veteran soon, or at least tell us what it is. I'll go buy some tribute from their store.
Well, remember, didn't they not like take credit card last time someone tried to do that?
I haven't even been able to play my salamander skin yet. It's so
I know,
quiet, the
dog.
servers were
It's
last
pretty
weekend.
sweet.
Dog's
Yeah.
been fucking taking him from the death. But actually, it's really sexy. Like, I actually might play Terminator and actually buy it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool looking. I'm glad I kind of waited for a Termy skin.
I give him props. That skin is like a wonderful thing.
That salamander?
Yeah, that skin is beautiful.
I now have all of the Terminator skins.
Yes, I have it all.
Luckily,
I
whenever
I want
a
to
new
need to
veteran
buy.
comes out, Solo Mans won't take the new guy. He'll just
True.
keep playing his Terminator.
Yeah. Unless it's another
It's-
Terminator.
If their hint is
It's a regular
sneaking,
Terminator.
then it's gotta be an assassin, and it's gotta be Eldar, Dark Eldar.
Nah, I'm thinking Dark Eldar, because didn't they say, like, no Eldar are coming soon?
Yeah, so I'd assume Dark Eldar. Because Necrons
Yeah.
don't really have any sneaking units.
The
They're
only
gonna get-
one that have it is Wraith. That's
They've
the
got their,
only-
Yeah, they
The
could have a
Crybaby
raid.
Wraith.
they got those guys that are like covered in flesh.
No, those aren't sneaky, though. They are, hey, we're moving slowly, we're gonna rip you to shreds.
Yeah, the flayed ones are, they dig out the ground under you and are
Well,
covering the
actually-
skin of your comrades.
They don't dig underground. They have the ability, only unique to Blade One, that they can teleport from their dimension back and forth. So they crawl out of their dimension.
Yeah. Maybe tomatoes. Looks like they're coming out of the ground.
Tomato, dimension, interdimensional portals, digging, you know, same shit.
I could see a raid, then yeah, that would.
I would
work.
love to see a raid with stage shifting passes.
I
Warp
honestly
spiders?
I actually feel like a wraith would be a little bit underwhelming.
Nah,
Of the Necrons you can pick, why would you pick the wraith first? You know.
the raids are the high mobility assassins that is really hard to hit. But
Could
once
also
they're
be
able to
the
hit them, they
Mandrake.
kind of just punch them in the face.
It could be that Mandrake that people were talking about on the forums as well, because that's a pretty sneaky, shadowy
But that's Dark
creature.
Eldar, though.
Yeah, that is Dark Eldar, but I mean, what other?
Gonna be a
I
cat.
know the Dark Eldar actually. I think they have a unit that's an actual assassin unit.
Yeah, the Mandrakes are usually their assassins. Kind of depends. They're not really that much assassin-y.
The
They're more
Incubi are
of
like
fighting.
duelists.
Yeah, duelist and bodyguard role. Witches are more dueling than Incubi are. Monculus are, you know, homunculus. They really have like no real assassin-y type characters. They're just people that can fill that room. I mean, don't forget, there's also the Imperial Man in the game too.
You think
No.
they're really gonna do Imperial Guard?
No, don't forget. Not, no. You're thinking it wrong though. Remember, they labeled it as Astra Militarium. That gives them full right to use every class of military in the Imperium arsenal. So they
You'd
can
say-
even go from Temple Assassins.
Yeah,
So they could freaking have, what's their name?
I know what you're talking about. I know the
Vindicare Sniper, I can't remember the freaking most
The
scary
Klexus.
one.
I know the
Is that
Grey
the
Knights
one
have
with
an
the skull
assassin
on?
unit.
Way to walk into the scene, Forrester.
Are you guys playing Dark Nexus right now?
Oh, white box. Look at the default channel.
Oh
That's
shit.
it.
Alright, let's all leave.
Everyone bail! Bail!
User left your channel.
And fuck them.
Dog, you idiot. Throw him back
User
in
We'll go
here.
move
to
to
your channel.
we'll go move to Rocket League.
Everyone just run. 30 minutes late because of silent treatment.
Hey, Troll, is the stream actually a lot smoother now?
It actually is. Whatever you did, I have yet to have a buffer at all.
I changed it from 60 frames per second to 30.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
better for your stream.
Yeah, I haven't noticed any buffering time yet.
What are you guys streaming?
I'm
He's playing
doing
Selma.
Soma right now.
What is Selma?
It's a game.
From a company that made Amnesia,
You won't
which is
know
an
it.
amazing horror game.
Oh, I remember Amnesia. The fucking water level.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, this is their new game.
Oh, okay.
What is that giant robotic dog thing?
It's something that will kill me instantly, and I'm trying to get around it. And I
Will it
can't.
rape you with its claws that I saw?
It will
What's the whole story with Selma? Isn't it like this virus AI thing took over and wants to kill everyone?
You know what? I didn't read any synopsis. I didn't want any spoilers on this game.
Well, no, isn't Selma the continuation of Amnesia?
Yes. Well, no.
User joined your channel.
Hey,
There he is.
I don't think it's
can you guys hear me?
continuing
Yep.
of
Yep.
Amnesia.
Okay, sweet. Cool, cool, cool.
Oh, hey, what's going on? Is this Grounder?
This is Toast right now.
Toast,
we're just
okay.
we're just trying to get our headsets figured out because we got a couple guys that wanted to join in on the call. We only have one set of headset right now, so
Oh, that's a big fail.
yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Enough headphones around him.
I put him
Yeah.
on. So, when he talks, I'll mute it.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for
Yeah.
being priority.
What's that? One sec. We're just bear with us for like another minute. We're just sorting out some tech stuff. Well, this guy headset might be able to use it. I know. Like an ongoing thing for us. Hang on, I'm just gonna drop into the default channel for a second until we get this figured out. I'll be right back, okay guys?
User left your channel.
Did you pull him down?
No,
Nah, they just moved back.
he moved down by himself. I swear, I didn't touch him. No, he moved on his own. I guess they thought it was worse than the family with him. I made him priority speaker though, so.
Yeah.
I wanna introduce champion in the game.
First champion? Yeah! No, I don't think they could do that because it's kind of Black Templar only.
So the stream is solid
Yeah.
now? No buffering at all?
No, I've been watching your stream for the past half hour. I've not had any buffer at all.
Sweet.
So whatever you did.
There was also an update to it, so they may have fixed a lot of things too.
Hello? Beta? Upsilon. What's up? We could really use direct contact with Heather.
Grab another beverage while we're waiting.
Engineer Wolchek.
Get your beer.
Peter, was it?
I was gonna get a ride, but yeah. Be right back.
I just want to tell you that I'm going to steal the comm center now, so this is definitely the last you'll hear from us. If we don't show up in the next couple of hours, send in the cavalry.
Hang on, what's happening? It's still the same plan, right?
Yeah. We'll head for the shuttle and ride it directly to Theta.
Okay, good. I'll rally the troops for a welcome party.
Good, I like to hear.
So apparently we have more of those than Toast and Ground. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a few others there that are just sitting around.
Your game sucks.
Oh man. Let's just be completely brutally honest.
Well, I mean, it sucks right now. It actually does kind of suck because there's been no new champions yet. Tell you the truth, I enjoy
I love
that
how some of
game
you guys
more
say
than
that.
Smite.
I love how some of you guys complain about not having new champions though, and you've like barely played all of them.
I play all of them. But by
I
the
know
way,
you do,
we
but most of
found
the
out
other
randomly.
people don't.
Always give you fucking a cereal.
Hey, what do I bitch about? My Zerker only, so shut up.
Yo, I'm back.
Hello, Toast.
How's it going?
Good.
Oh, wait. One sec. So, what we're gonna do is, I'm just gonna join you guys for the first part of this, and then some of the other guys are just gonna jump on, and we'll just kind of like go from there. we couldn't find our splitter of like all the stuff we had lying around in the office. We don't have our audio guy took the squid home that we used to split up all of the headphones. So yeah, so I wanted to just like get a feel, talk to you guys again, just like get a sense of like how stuff's going, like anything at all regarding the game. And then if you guys had like specific questions for me or anything that you wanted to know, like that I can.
New veteran coming out?
What's the new veteran coming out? I like
something sneaky.
I cannot say, and but like we are working on it, so I can say that we are working on it. And it.
Not a time frame.
Dark surprise.
What's that?
What's Dark Tree's surprise?
We talked about that too. I mean,
Dark gets to pick the new veteran.
I like that idea.
That would be pretty epic.
Yeah, gets the new veteran.
I don't know if I can convince the designers about that, but I don't know. Yeah, send me an email and like I don't know. We can talk about something. I can see what we can do. But yeah, no. Like, how's stuff with you guys? Like, what's is everything? I don't know. I wanted to recap what we talked about last time, kind of thing, and like seeing like what the like sort of the community vibes are right now. So yeah, like open question to you guys. Is there anything you want to talk about or discuss with me specifically?
This weekend was dead.
Yeah.
I contribute the dead weekend to the fact that no major gameplay change has come out, and after the game was open for like 2 weeks, everybody really hammered out games, and then we're like, okay.
Yeah.
It was a long stretch, and we were on quite a bit for those 2 weeks. And without really a new veteran or major changes, it was kind of
content feature stuff.
Yeah.
Well, also the fact that a good chunk of us that just sit in the queue and idle for hours and hours, we're playing different games. Like, I know myself and Troll are playing a lot of Siege.
Right.
As far as the patch with the graphics change.
Yeah, the optimization stuff.
Oh my god. Like the CPU usage, I know you guys know about it, but Jesus, even in queue, when you have it in the background, it is tearing up my CPU. Like, I used to be able to just sit in queue, play another highly graphic intense game.
Yeah.
And now it's chewing through that game. It's stuttering and everything, so there's definitely some optimization just sitting in the menus that needs to change.
Right. Yeah, we've been aware of that actually. Like, that's something that some of our programmers right now have been like trying to like. We have a guy here, Quinn, who's just like like our optimization guru, and he's just been sort of like his whole last week has just been spent like cleaning everything up and like figuring out where we can optimize and get more like GPU real estate and stuff. So yeah, that's an ongoing thing. As we continue.
Yeah, I knew in the gameplay, but I mean, even in the menus, without actually playing anything, it was pretty intense.
I'll write that down anyways, and I can like run it by him and just make sure that he's aware. Like, I'm sure he's aware already, but I'll just like double check.
Okay.
Yeah, and as far as like we really talked about. I remember you guys were suggesting last time we spoke about getting better with like having a sort of like set reveal schedule. And then sort of like the patch release schedule. So that's something actually that we've been working on, I can say. So hopefully, like with the release of our new veteran, we're gonna have like an announcement that'll be made. Like it's still, like, to be perfectly honest, like probably like 2 to 3 weeks off. But we're gonna have the release like basically working on the announcement like ASAP right now, and then the vet will come like pretty much right after that. I'm pretty sure I can say this, but we've partnered with Humble again to do like a sort of bundle with them, and we'll be releasing the veteran like, alongside.
Humble?
Yeah, it's like
with the Dark Angels thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was with the same promotion that we did, like with the Humble Bundle promotion. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So you'll be doing like what you did with the Karn bundle, except instead of that'll be in the store now.
Yeah, and it's basically just to coincide with the release of the new playable character. So that should be like this month, or I don't know what the day is right now, but yeah, it should be really like soon. It's our next big thing on the horizon, so we're actively working on that right now.
I did like the changes with the friends list. Where
Right, yeah.
Online are on
The
top.
quality of life stuff.
Oh, that was awesome.
Another thing on that, I like the recently played members that you just played.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
But I'd love to have where you can click on it or right click on it and add friend without having to go all the way or having to go up there and type their names.
Right. Yeah.
Just do a quick add friend feature.
Right. Okay.
And also when you're doing like any type of chatting or doing a find friend, just being able to press enter instead of having to click on the OK or enter on your green.
Yeah, just so like add recently. Yeah,
just
for sure.
Type, press enter, and it goes.
Cool. Okay.
Dude,
yeah.
They're never giving me on the online counter. They. I ask every single stream and they always ignore me.
Honestly, like we totally understand where you guys are coming from on that. Our hope is that like we honestly won't need it. I know right now it's like really frustrating.
Right now we do.
Super long. I know. I can talk to the devs and I can see like maybe there's some way we can figure stuff out so it's like better for you guys and it's not super painful waiting in queue.
Or do a super secret form page where it updates and we can log into.
There is we have talked about like one thing that we're rolling out.
Shit, I'll buy it for 1,500 tribute.
There's one thing we're looking at right now, which kind of is addressing the new player, like the issues and concerns, alongside like the queuing concerns, which is we're hoping to. This is something we've been exploring and I can talk about a little bit. We've been separating the game kind of into like casual drop-in. Well, we've been testing this, so it's not 100% like. I can't tell you this like it's 100% happening, but one thing we have been testing is like sort of like more of like a hot seating, like jumping in and out of servers without having to like queue up as a sort of full team. So one thing that we might be doing or trying, and like you guys will have to give me feedback on this if we do get it flushed out. But basically like there'll be sort of like your casual practice mode or whatever, which is just like drop in, drop out. And we're looking at the functionality for like being able to queue for a full match like while you're in this sort of like practice demo mode. So and it's like yeah, it's super like preliminary right now, so I can't really talk much more about that. But
yeah.
Basically like the idea is that like you won't be sitting in queue if you don't want to, kind of thing, and like you can be still playing while still queuing essentially. And the game is like similar, not the same, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Kind of like we were talking about
That
before.
like what Mortal Kombat 10 does with King of the Hill, where you can be in the training room while you're waiting for your turn to play against the guy who's King of the Hill, something similar to that.
Yeah,
Simon Jarrett.
that. Like we haven't totally, like we haven't fleshed it out. We've just been looking at like
I was
with
hoping
the
you'd have some
architecture that we
answers.
have of how we match people together, like what the potential is. So
Even if it just dropped you in so you could beat on some creeps and camps while you're waiting.
Yeah,
lets
yeah.
the new guys actually like get used
mess
to
around, yeah, like sort of sandbox it and stuff like that. So that's something we've been talking about a lot. Just because like for us, the biggest thing right now is just like obviously getting people in games, right? Like that's the priority right now. So
Getting the new players and having them understand how to play.
yeah, exactly.
Because if you read a lot of the forums of just the past weeks, and even in game, biggest thing still was a lot of new players were hating just coming in and not even really knowing how to play at all.
Yeah, and then just getting stomped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we definitely see.
Leaderboards, that brings us back. The kills ranking by kills on the leaderboard. Very like I said, it goes back to the same point I made about the Butcher of Kimura event. It's very bad at this stage of the game, in my opinion, to have that because it promotes noob hunting, which is not what you want to have happen while you're trying to get people to play.
Yeah, it really does. It's been a problem for a lot of people. But
the victory points per game tab is actually a very interesting. Like I would actually promote that one more because with the way the jungle is, the jungle equals victory points. So by having victory points per game, you actually promote people
like
farming
spending time. Yeah.
points more, like actually
Yeah.
like trying to get his, like more victory points, so people actually going into the jungle and
begin?
utilizing
What
it
is this?
and promoting a more jungle-oriented strategy. While as having kills is just like, let me sit in lane and kill this noob as many times as I possibly can without executing him until the game ends.
Well, they're also not
biggest-
even sure how they're going to do the jungle completely yet. So
Yeah,
Well,
like
they're
jungle.
reworking the
Jungle is something that is very, it's super like, we've like, I've read everything on the forums regarding the jungle, and like, we definitely want to sort of take all of that feedback and, well, I
so you read our
personally-
theses.
I read your guys' essays, trust me. And I've been hounding the designers to read everything too. So like, yeah, my hope is that we have a much clearer like direction for the jungle. Pretty much everything in the game right now we've been really
Kind of
really
revamping.
like scrutinizing just like design systems and everything. So don't like expect to see a lot of crazy change. Hopefully for better. We'll have to see how a lot of this stuff turns out. But we've been doing a lot more just like assessment and prioritizing and just like really scrutinizing like what it is, what our goals are essentially. So hopefully that stuff is like much more locked down and fleshed out and feature complete. So yeah,
Well,
like
I'm sure
again,
we'll let you know.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Place?
Do
How
you
did I
guys
get
also
here,
know that you
and
can
why did the
kill the
robots talk
second
like they're
turret
people?
without taking
Well,
the
you're an
first one?
echelon.
Yeah,
Really?
that was something
You've never been there before? Where did
we've
you
written
work?
up. I believe we
Grimoire
locked that.
Toronto. Is
We
that
logged
really
that as a
important?
bug.
No, I mean, where did you work that
Yeah.
made those two?
I don't know
I
what
know
that
that's
is.
logged as a bug, so
That's
that
unexpected.
should be getting
Did you
fixed in
come
a
directly from
hotfix or
Toronto?
patch like
Yeah.
sooner rather than later. I'm just not sure what like the priority is right now for the bug queue, but
Tower, it's kind of suicide-ish.
Also, I know that we've been doing a lot of talk about the jungle, but one point I brought up earlier this evening was the parallels of the two lanes. Like most MOBAs have you know they have lane metas. Like Dota, you can have like a 1-1-3 lane,
yeah,
a 1-1,
or two lanes,
jungler.
2-1-2 or whatever.
Whereas in this game, if a jungler class emerges or whatever happens to the jungle, if you have it to the point where it's like a 1-2 sort of lane and one person's off doing their own thing, what is there between the lanes that determines who has the solo lane? Because if that surfaced, it'd be like a 50-50 chance of the solo laner going against a 2 lane, and then you're having to sit there and swap the lanes. You lose out on that money and experience solely because you flipped a coin wrong at the start of the game.
Yeah, one thing we've been noticing, just like sort of with the overall design, is like we've noticed that what players tend to do, or like when they're playing organized, is like they'll go for kills, or they'll try to like maximize basically the time, like instead of basically using the jungle to go farm opponents, they'll farm opponents to go like cap points in the jungle right now. So like that's definitely like a really interesting question of like if we had like a dedicated class, which is something we have talked about.
It was very
It's
unexpected.
like what would they spend
Have you
time
seen
doing?
any people,
Right now,
like
it's like really
staff
way
or
too
field
early to even kind of like hypothesize, just because we're, like I said, completely redoing what we want the jungle to be anyways. So
Yeah.
and we're not even 100% clear on what we want. We've tried some stuff like in prototypes, like we've tried sort of like the capping points objectives style of game, but again, it sort of comes back to like what do we want the phases to be, sort of like are you doing this to serve this, or like what is sort of like the order of operations? But
What's your early game strategy? What's your mid game strategy? What's your
exactly,
late game strategy?
yeah, because we've like in some of the testing that we've done with some stuff, like it hasn't super like worked out to the way that we wanted it to be, or like where we felt the balance was. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be like trying some new stuff, hopefully sometime soon. Yeah, and like the idea right now is we really just want to have a better we want to sort of inform the community better of like I said, when stuff is coming down the pipeline. So instead of just doing kind of like weeks of optimization with nothing new, because obviously that's like super boring for you guys, is like we're going to try to sort of intersperse the optimization alongside the feature development, and we'll have sort of probably a more like a schedule where you can kind of expect, you can go to like our site or a place on our site, and you can see basically what the new feature, the new veteran or the spotlight essentially of like what's going to be rolling out, and then
Only
you know,
robots.
sort of like if we're trying to see like how much bandwidth we have, so that like could we roll out a veteran like every month or every month and a half kind of thing to sort of alongside whatever features or gameplay balance changes are happening. So yeah, that was a big thing for us, is just like improving communication channels with you guys so that you guys aren't left hanging and like you're like waiting in the wind and like when is stuff coming kind of thing. So yeah, so we'll definitely hopefully be
User
improving
joined
on
your
that stuff.
channel.
Yeah, I think yeah. Yeah, and then of course, like I said, like jungle stuff's gonna change. So yeah, I've directed a lot of the forum stuff to our designers, and like they've been sifting through a lot of that stuff. So yeah, I'll let you guys know like when. Well, we'll let you guys know as soon as possible, like when that stuff's coming or what our process is and stuff, and I'll try to fill you guys in on what's going on. Let me think, because I had some questions too. Yeah, I also wanted to ask, like, basically just like we're trying to get an idea of sort of like player background as well. So like, are you guys? Because I know I've talked to you guys last time, and like some of you guys, you sound like you guys are like ex-LoL players, ex-Dota players. Like, you guys were LoL players, right? Most of you guys. I don't want to speak for everybody, but
Yeah, I played almost a lot of MOBAs.
Okay, cool.
I only dabbled in MOBAs. Like, I may have played for like a week or two in Dota and LoL. I'm a huge 40k fan. So
okay, cool.
That's what brought me in.
More 40k.
Yeah.
Actually, Karn is what brought me to this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go, Troll.
I played freaking League of Legends in beta, Dota, the original Dota, and then all.
Alright, anyways, moving on.
MOBAs. So.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to get an idea, because like I don't know, like I feel kind of stupid asking it, but I'm like we were talking about like like you guys playing other games and stuff, and I wanted to just sort of be like, why are you guys playing our game? Like, what is it that excites you, so that we can get sort of like, or what are you looking forward to, kind of thing, or what do you want, like, what would make DNA like your game as opposed to playing something else? I guess that's sort of the question, or the sense that I'm trying to like understand, basically, so that we can understand like our target market a lot better, I guess, is like what I'm kind of trying to get at. Because like we always talk in the office, we're like, oh yeah, we're all MOBA fans, we're all 40k fans too, right? So we're like, basically for us it's like, oh, we're just trying to blend those two things together. But I think we're realizing now it's not simply just that. Like there's a reason why like people play games or spend time playing games over other games, obviously, right? So yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys that question. Like, I don't know, and anything that you guys want to chime in on or say regarding that. It helps me out and gives me like a better understanding. So,
Yeah, what Bird Dog basically said kind of applies to me. Is I've gotten, like, over the past few years, I've gotten really into the team player versus player sort of genre of games.
Right.
What draws me to this one is literally the control scheme is pretty much like the natural progression for a MOBA. Because one thing that all players will hit, like skill ceiling wise, is the ability, like say AD carry in League of Legends, is the ability to air quotes like orb walk or whatever.
Yeah.
Is click away from someone, auto attack, then click back to them, something, and that's tedious back and forth with the mouse. This game, it's a management of WASD and just kind of moving around, and it just feels better. It feels a lot more responsive, because like in League, you can miss and then end up walking straight into the enemy team and getting your face ripped off.
Right, and there's like pathfinding and stuff that you have to fight. Okay, cool.
So the game just feels like a natural progression for how the control schemes for MOBAs go. And I prefer this sort of control scheme to any of the other games.
And so what, like my question, I don't want to like name drop other products, but were you ever like a Smite fan at any given time? Because Smite's also like kind of was as well, right? Like it's obviously like third person.
Smite tried to do it, but they did it wrong, in my opinion. The fact that like, oh, I'm in the jungle and I can't see anything but
what's in front of me.
My team. It's like you have no map awareness. It's like I was gonna do that, I'd play first person. Like, why would it be third person anyway, sort of thing? Other than
Right,
it's
right.
easier to do it that way.
My thing with Smite though is even though you're in the jungle, like the jungle is very long and like to get from point A to point B, they have a very wide jungle too. And the minimap's okay, but the biggest thing in Smite I would have to say is a lot more team communication to help the jungler out, because in Smite, since you're over the shoulder, you can see an opponent before they're ever on your minimap, so you can easily tell jungle how to gank and if an enemy's going to check jungle because your character can see them a mile away without having them even on the map. So with Smite, it kind of fails hard that if your team is not helping you pinpoint enemies where they're moving because they can see them but you can't because they're not on minimap yet, it's really inefficient for jungler. So he needs to have like someone trying to help him out in order to be efficient in ganking.
Yeah, like, and then the team fights in Smite are just too chaotic for me. Like, it's really hard to tell what's going on when it's
like it's just all over the place, kind of.
Yeah, the way the cameras, it just bugs me how it is. It's like
Right.
I want to be able to see what's going on. Not...
My biggest thing is not the cameras. It's just like some abilities are very annoying. Like if you've ever played it and you know the freaking Scarab guy, his speed. If you have a raw,
Right.
you can't tell which ability is the one that's gonna stun you and which one's just gonna punch you in the face. So it's kind of like having that over the shoulder view is very annoying for some abilities that are so close together. And now they're releasing another character that's stun related, so they're gonna have more beams dropping down.
Right,
So
right.
in the middle of a fight, half the time you can't even tell which abilities is your friends and which ones are enemies. So it just becomes a giant clusterfuck of like two people using the same ability, and you're like, holy fuck, which one do I dodge?
Yeah, Bert Dog does make a good point. Is that other than the controls in the view, like Dark Nexus Arena is still following the standard, MOBA formula. There's levels, gold for minions and stuff, and then the turret aspects. So it doesn't really pioneer anything in that gameplay aspect.
I know, like
just the controls. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'd probably pair Dark Nexus Arena closer to Heroes of the Storm with just the way the minions and stuff work, and it's more pushy, like pushing stuff down.
One thing we constantly like debate in the office is like I guess the one like big concern, like sort of like ideology that we're pursuing right now is like a lot of us are feeling like we're not pursuing sort of like the 40K aspect of like, it's there's a lot of like stuff that we want to do that's like big over the top, like I mean it's stuff that people obviously like we want to maintain sort of like we want to deepen the skill, we want to like widen the skill gap obviously and have like lots of depth and like strategy for people to get into, but like there are lots of elements in the game right now that seem like they're still sort of MOBA tropes and not so much like even associated with 40K lore necessarily. So we've talked about like shaking some stuff up and like getting kind of tapping more into like, this is a crazy like fucking arena where like crazy shit could happen and stuff is like, I don't know, as opposed to being like, okay, well these are the sort of the rules of the MOBA genre that we have to follow sort of thing. So yeah, you expect to see some more experimentation.
Do you ever think of upgrading your minions? Like people having to like pull together the resources and upgrade minions to go to their towers?
We've talked about that. We've talked, man, like in our I'm
upgrading from orcs.
What MOBA does that though right now? I swear there is a MOBA that you can. Oh yeah,
there's a new sci-fi
Supernova.
MOBA.
Supernova.
Oh,
never heard of
that. That's more macro oriented. That's more like an RTS than any traditional.
Well, it's not
MOBA.
macro. You just send your minions out and you upgrade them. But even like going off BForster, the upgrade minions, you can even buy, since it's kind of an arena. Yeah. Think about buying like a minion wave or like something.
Yeah, we talked about like we had early prototypes.
I like my personal as a Zerker. I like my personal small Zerkers to protect me from dying.
Small Zerkers. I have baby Zerkers.
Chaos Daemon.
I just had an idea. So you know that circle in the dead center of the map?
Yeah.
Have that
a one-on-one like call the other team out challenge.
Challenge fits.
Gets a temporary boost to their creep wave.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
It is an arena.
The thing about that is that's pretty gimmicky because you'd only really use it once. Once one team's clearly ahead, nobody's gonna,
Duel.
Except the
duel
challenger
that
not.
because if the team that's ahead knows that the team's behind, they're not gonna.
Just deep in your yeah.
Well, if
Or
anything,
do it
if
in the
you-
first minute of the match.
Hold on. If you're doing an arena, players have to be at the same level regardless of where they're at, so it's an even playing field.
I would like to see
And then when they go back, it goes back to their certain
Dawn
level.
of War 2 style with the control points, where having
Right.
so many control points is putting you farther and farther ahead.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like the way Fractured Space does it, where you have to capture all those points. If you don't, as long as you're a better pilot, you can kill everyone else. But the control points slowly make a difference.
Because with 5 control points, 2 get like 2 air quotes guaranteed for each side, and like 1 in the middle. Then you have to sit there and it'd be more like a rotation sort of game of you have to pressure the middle objective so a team doesn't get 3, but you also have to defend the other 2. So if you put all 5 in the middle, they can send a person around to shadow cap or whatever.
Mhm.
As well as you can implement like small units.
But then
into that
that's
as
when
well.
we think cloakers would really start shining. Of they can get in and get out without having much of a difficulty. Like, yeah,
Well,
you
that's
just
where
get
you can, that's
around
where
it
you can
with
start
the
making
detection.
support characters like a tech priest or whatever that can put down
Sensors.
special wards that sense invisible people so they can fortify one objective or what have you and have more objective oriented veterans.
Also, going off what Forster said, it actually gave me an idea with the whole minion wave thing. Because we're playing from each of our factions, like I love orcs, he loves Zerkers. Like, even if you just have the characters buy a minion wave of their faction, it kind of enforces he's more of a veteran of the battle than, and he calls in allies to help.
Yeah, like have the Space
pretty
Marines call
interesting.
in guardsmen for creeps,
Or
Chaos
it's like
Marine
scouts,
cultists.
or just some very base units.
Yeah, like AI squad that kind of follows you around, kind of thing.
Well,
Yeah.
not follow you around, just push your lane or
I want them
do
with me.
something.
Fuck that. I want them with me.
Love letters.
I want them to follow
Stab
me.
the ankles.
All I want, you know what? I don't give a fuck if they do damage or not. I just want them to take my damn stuns. I don't want to be
Well,
stunned or slowed, damn it.
Hopefully for that cleanse.
Speed shield for you.
Oh, Jesus.
The way the current map is, that's the balance of the lanes is the biggest thing I'd have to say that I've recently thought of. If nothing were to drastically change and you were to keep the standard tower minion sort of pushing thing.
Mhm.
Like, I understand you can't have the minions to where you have to last hit them to get money because of just playing how the shooting works and the combat
Yeah,
works.
it's kind of just the logistics of like you said, the combat.
So the sponging does make the most sense.
But you also don't want...
Especially for range harassers
Well,
against like Zerker.
Then you've got the issue of, okay, so they upgrade... One side upgrades their minions, whatever, and blah, 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 blah. Would that gap be farther where people are winning 100 to 2 instead of 100 to 58 or 80?
Well, one of
And
the
then
one of the
if they-
balance things you could include is because it's an arena and the crowd is cheering, you could have the crowd
Worth more.
Start booing a team that's just trouncing another team.
Well,
And use that as a balance
the
mechanic
reason
to add a
why
buff to the
that
losers.
you really have no way of coming back is because turret pressure. Like, in League, in your 3 lanes, you have an important target. Your middle turret in League
With your control.
essentially holds your jungle together. In this game, none of the turrets do that with the way the jungle map's designed. Like, you can just go into someone's jungle and pretty much take it and get out fairly easily with little to no risk.
Mm-hmm.
So your turrets have there's no map pressure. Like, no matter what you're doing, there's really no map pressure or anything. You
Should
can
there-
just walk around, get something, and then get out before the enemy team can get you.
Darb, do you think it'd be better to have, mini turrets in the jungle to suppress one guy just going in and taking all the jungle, and actually have to have someone 2 players would have to go into the jungle to achieve a goal instead of just one guy constantly doing jungle?
Well,
So you sacrifice your lane to get certain jungle points.
just coming up with a end-all be-all solution for the jungle off the top of my head right now would be extremely difficult to do, but
No, I'm
that's
just
that's
saying,
one
in
thing
general,
that's one thing that I've noticed is that your typical idea is oh, we're behind, we're gonna sit back, clear waves, and clear the jungle camps that we can. and then jump on the enemy when they're, they send someone top and they're taking Dragon in League, for instance. And you catch someone out. In this game, you can't really catch someone out unless they're being, like, 110% stupid.
Yeah,
If you're playing a 100% competitive game, as soon as you get that one little advantage, you've won, pretty much. Because there's no way for the losing team to make a comeback. They can't go into their jungle because they'll get destroyed if the enemy team's just clearing waves and rotating properly. They can clear waves and sit on your turret, but eventually the turret's gonna go down with the way the range and turret sieging mechanics go. There's not like a definite mechanic in the game that helps a losing team get by because there's no other objectives to contest besides turrets.
Right.
And you can't really catch someone out with just how the lanes are designed.
Especially with the Fire War, able to snipe them out. Oh, there's Grounder.
Oh yeah,
So,
sweet. It's good Grounder.
User joined your
Also,
channel.
speaking about with Darbin, even having the lanes and towers, if I'm thinking like even a lot of the characters have the ability of, because the tower has a second delay before it fires, and we all know the range by heart, so we can basically time it perfectly where we can jump in, kill the guy, and jump out, and not have any problems with the turret.
Right.
It gets to the point of we know how to work around the turret now. It's just the fact if we get greedy, it's the only time we die to turrets.
Or you're slowed to death.
Because you got greedy, so you dove under the turret.
Or you got pulled by a Mega Knob.
I would definitely say a lot of like actual mechanical issues that will be affected if the game ever got competitive are largely in part to how the jungle is designed right now.
Right. Yeah. We've definitely talked about the jungle in here in the studio. So,
do you have any ETA on new items? Would that be in the 0.4 or would that be a later?
I'm
update?
not actually 100% sure.
I know you guys are working on it, but I didn't know if you have any time frame at all.
I don't have a time frame. I'm not sure.
Actually, Jordan, I just got here. Hey guys.
Hey Grounder.
Dave is fine too. So
Dave.
this is my first time using TeamSpeak, so let me know if anything comes through. I'm more of a
You sound
Discord
good.
guy.
I can hear you.
Discord?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
it's a step up from Skype at least, right?
Actually, speaking of that, last time we talked with Toast, you guys were talking about some type of communication system that you guys
or we were talking about that, or trying to feature you guys on or get your TeamSpeak advertised somewhere so that new players can access it easier. We haven't we've looked into it a little bit. I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna do or what we're gonna go with, but I think it's something that we were gonna discuss sooner, and then when we really figure out what it is we're doing, we can let you guys know. But I mean, in the time being too, one thing I don't mind. Dude, don't get me in trouble. I haven't said anything.
Gives me
oh, Bert, that's awesome.
I think I need to talk to Jordan tomorrow. Yeah.
No, but yeah, one thing I we can do is in time being at least host your TeamSpeak for sure, because we appreciate you guys taking some of our new players under the wing and helping them out and stuff like that until we can figure out the situation and get grips on stuff. So
I've got this thing can hold over 50 plus, so I mean it's not a big deal if you guys want to.
It's only been very rarely that you see us advertise the TeamSpeak every time we get into a drop. And one time we got in trouble because we were spamming it.
That was me.
There's a screenshot that was floating around.
Don't worry about it. But we appreciate no spam.
The alcohol was not
that rule, but they decided to go stupid.
No, it's okay. It's all good.
The alcohol was not agreeing with
pretty heavily.
me. Yes.
The alcohol in the quiet queue.
Well,
it
he did say it wasn't a real website, and I was just enforcing that it was.
Nice.
Anyways.
My original point was, most of the time, we get the new guys that come in, and they hang out, and they're cool. We've only had one instance where we had another group who was watching Forrester's stream. Basically, actually, no, they didn't basically tell me to fuck off. They outright told me to fuck off when I posted the TeamSpeak. and then started making fun of Forrester. So we broke the those of
non
our
party
players
mode.
in the TeamSpeak shouldn't group, just to show these guys what for.
I outright curb stomped him.
Alright, it was pretty fun, but
It was a very cruel match.
Oh,
It was.
actually, speaking of that, so when I post like TeamSpeak information or whatever, are you guys gonna enable some type of copy and paste from the chat so that it's easily accessible instead of having to try to remember the entire address?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I'm pretty sure we can do that since the
Well, go
engine
ahead
we
and do
build it in is Unity. I'm pretty sure they have text handling, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it's a problem.
Okay.
I can follow up with the guys on that one. Yeah, but yeah, I can realize why no one would really go through and type that out normally.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you would
pretty
see
crazy
it,
to think
it's
about.
kind of like, oh god, I gotta try to remember every character of that.
Grab a pen and paper.
Yeah, no shit. And I was Grounder. I asked Toast earlier, but like I like how you guys did the friends list and everything. Are you gonna have it where you can like click on one of the characters and just add friend instead of having to go up to find friend?
Like recently played or something like that?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so we're working on right now. If you go into your friends list right now, I don't think there's any ability to remove people right now in the current build. So we're working on like a right-click menu, so you can right-click on someone's name, and you get a couple different options. So example would be like
option. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can right-click on someone to remove them, or I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can right-click on the recently played and add them that way.
Yeah, I tried that.
So
and that wasn't working. And
it wasn't working? Okay.
No, you can't click on.
Interact with
I know in
Oh,
the
so it's
last
just not
build
in,
I know in the last build we did have some bugs with some of the social features as well, so it might have been some of that as well. So.
Yeah, I don't actually. Now that I think about it, I don't think that menu made it in.
Okay.
I think that's in progress right now.
Cool. Yeah, just
Yeah.
thought I'd see if that was a to-do list or not.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Like usability of the front end is kind of always on our minds.
And do you guys give any more thought to the stat compare instead of leaving your stats, comparing it to your friends by just clicking on them?
Yeah, like doing a side by side or something. Yeah, no, it hasn't been like huge on our radar yet because we want to like.
There's a lot more stuff.
There's a bunch of pain points, but no, I think it's a great idea. It makes it super usable and easy, right? And then you can know how much Forrester gets killed.
I want to see who's killed me the
How do
most
we
and
know
who
that?
I've killed the most.
I've probably killed you the most.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, I want to see which one of these fucks I've killed the most. And that's it.
Our bot accounts, I think.
Probably.
I have.
But yeah, that was kind of my thing, was just more of the UI abilities more than the actual game right now. And then you guys are working on basically an overhaul of the game, so.
Oh, I actually have a question about how the MMR system. It's currently in the game right now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And
So,
because like I was paying attention to who was on whose team, and I couldn't figure it out. For the life of me.
Yeah, basically MMR kicks in after a certain amount of games. So like for newer players, they probably weren't going to hit that cap for a couple weekends. So what we went ahead and did is we lowered the cap for when it starts calculating your MMR. So basically, like you'll have to play fewer games to start getting an MMR assigned to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that's improved the past couple weekends, but I don't know. You guys tell me. What are you kind of finding?
Doesn't work that well, MMR.
Well,
no.
It really
needs games where we'd solo up and Bert Dog and Troll would all be on the same team.
Yeah, and then
Also-
we'd find we'd get it locked into patterns.
Oh, and
so
then-
it'd be like myself and Forrester versus Dog and Troll.
Like repeatedly. Oh, interesting.
Or me by myself again, and them three together.
One thing I've really noticed too is that when Darwin Bird Dog does it, usually it's their friend. What was his name? Fuck. Anyway, yeah, him. He has like a low MMR compared to us.
Yeah.
But if he leaves the party, it treats it off his MMR, so me and Bird Dog get put together, and then Forrester cries because we're going to kill him.
Oh, I always just go GG and right before we go in.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's very possible that there could be some kind of weird logic or some kind of bug in that in the way it's sorting teams, and the way it prioritizes parties and stuff. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
yeah,
with
I'm not
the-
sure.
the low amount of people in right now, you could probably just hard code those jack-offs so they can't party.
We we can assign a fixed MMR. It does have the potential of risk messing things up. Like my grounder account. Like if we go into the database and change things, some stuff can go wrong. Like my grounder account, we used it to test something where he basically made it like XXX grounder with like 4s and 0s. Changed my username. So now I actually don't receive friend invites most of the time. So it's something we don't want to do too much because there's risk of, and then it just gives me a nice excuse not to add troll, I guess. But we don't want to do too much with manual editing right now. But we could look into it and see what happens.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do without a lot of matches, really.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's a thing. Like, MMR is always a sticky thing unless you have, like, thousands or hundreds of players on at the same time.
Do you guys...
Yeah, like, it's hard to feel the effects with the low population at times, too. So, it's one of those things that will kick in and you'll see it's more effective when we're able to bolster our numbers a lot better. So
Can you not keep the MMR stats from the beginning when you started and... still able to change the stats that are posting in the leaderboards? Because I know you guys reset the leaderboards constantly, or change the days and everything like that. Does the MMR change with that, and that's why you have low play rate?
No, so leaderboards are kind of a different thing in how they're calculated. Like your profile stats don't get wiped, and your MMR doesn't get wiped. The leaderboard just basically pulls matches from a certain date range.
Okay.
If that makes sense,
It
yeah.
says, like time frame that it creeps forward on.
Yeah, because I was wondering because like Darbtree wasn't on.
From like what dates and stuff.
Yeah, I knew the leaderboard. I didn't know if they actually changed anything ever. Like when Darbtree
Yeah, we haven't
came
needed
in,
to wipe anything yet.
Like when Darbtree came in, he hasn't played for like a couple weekends or whatever. He came in and he was paired with Burt Dog and Solomance versus like me and Troll.
No, he was partied with Bird Dog.
Oh, he was partied? Oh, that motherfucker.
No, it wasn't. What are you talking about?
Oh, you lying son of a bitch. Never mind.
No, actually, for the first game they were, but all the other ones, they weren't.
I think that was... Well, I think one point we were trying to make was there's currently like no meta to the game.
Yeah. It's one of those tricky things, right? Where the game is... it's going to change a lot with the new item system and the new gameplay changes. And there's going to be a few changes to character kits as we kind of move forward with that. But it's something we're trying to improve on for sure. Because right now it's kind of a face smash sort of environment, right? Where you're just kind of going and you're throwing yourself at the other opponent and then you're just kind of fighting it out. There's not a lot of objective control.
Like we've tested and looked into what you guys are saying too, just with like the optimal builds, and there really is like I mentioned to you guys last time, like what we were trying to do is just sort of improve like flexibility and sort of like the situationalness of like what you want to achieve in the game, or like who you want to play, or like how you can diversify your play style and stuff. So so hopefully stuff is like less like I'm always going Fireware with Wrath and Echo Form in the future.
Yeah, a lot more situational kind of choices.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would say on item changes, you want to stay away from giving items that will allow players to have access to true damage.
Yeah, the pure damage thing.
I feel very strongly that as you implement more veterans in the game, you're going to run into problems with certain veterans being able to utilize it.
Yeah. Well, I guess a big thing to kind of talk about with that is there's going to be changes to the way armor and resist works. So it's... I don't want to say too much because it might still change, but it's not going to be the conventional armor magic resist that you see in other MOBAs and stuff like that. Troll's egging me on. We'll show it off. It's better to kind of show this sort of thing.
That was another thing I noticed. You use really small values for everything, like the armor stuff's like +5, -6 on certain items or whatnot. Is there like an actual reason for that? Because in a lot of other ones, it's like in the 50s or hundreds or stuff like that.
It might just be the value scaling that we're using. I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure.
I actually have
what
no
that
idea
is.
how armor scaling works, to be honest.
Well, I don't mind the value scaling because
Yeah, 'cause
there's
you're a
no reason
Terminator.
to add a couple of zeros onto something. Well, like there's no reason for someone to have like
the reason for
50,000
that
health.
is because it avoids like hiding values. Like if you're using like a scale of like 0 to 9 and whatnot, whereas a value from like 10 to 100 or bear with me, like multiple digits is if you inevitably go into decimal values and stuff, it's hard. Like you have to hide the actual value of the armor. if
You
that
get
makes
more
sense.
precision. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like you get more precise information about what you're dealing with at a certain amount of time.
So like the players can look at it and be like, okay, I have 55 armor, not I have 5.6 armor, and the 0.6 is hidden because it doesn't show decimals.
Oops.
You could just increase the number of significant digits shown.
Yeah, but like, I mean, who wants to see like 1.436?
Yeah, it gets to a point of it kind of ridiculous when it gets too small.
Because I know League
So
has
just make
that
everything
problem.
100 tenths instead of a tenth. Or hundredths instead of a tenth.
Yeah. Well, so actually, one thing we want to try and do is show off this stuff next Tuesday with all the big gameplay changes. We had a playtest in office with a bunch of the new systems, and looks like it's pretty good. It's not really art complete or anything like that, but we might be able to show it off on the stream, and that might be the best way to kind of get involved with it.
You're gonna do a new test, like you're gonna show a dev build on Tuesday, or
Yeah, we're gonna try and do that. We want to show off those new gameplay changes we're pushing for in 04.
Oh, okay.
Gonna show that new veteran too, or
is it gonna
air quotes sneak its way into that?
We might. We might talk a little bit about where we're going with it, but I don't know. It's being animated like right behind my desk, so I'm constantly bothering our animator to see it in progress. It's looking fantastic.
Is it just because the animation's not done? That's why you can't?
The future for casters, or how they're going to be implemented, or are they still
it's not a cast. Yeah, no, it's not a caster. It's another ranged character.
Oh, okay.
So it's an alternative to the Fire Warrior and the Scout.
You're giving away hints.
I'm giving away hints. This is all I'm gonna do right now.
We broke the
Well, hold on. Actually,
Dude, you're giving me shit.
Yeah.
Is it because the animation's not done, which is why you can't reveal? Is that the issue? Because it's not Game Workshop approved of the animation?
It's
more just an overall polish thing. Like we want to present it like at its best for you guys. Kind of
we don't
thing,
give a shit
so.
about that. We just want to.
We don't.
I mean, it could look like a glob of shit, and as long as you tell us what type of shit it is, we'll be happy.
As long as we have an idea that this type of thing is coming up, so
yeah,
it kind of builds hype.
Most people aren't too picky about making everything perfect, but
well,
yeah, I was just kind of curious if it was just an artist type thing, which what's holding back. Or not.
It's a Potato Head with faction-specific hint would be
It's so it's in programming phase. It's basically been roughed out. It has a lot of it has to still go through bug fix. It's basically been running around the environment and doing what it does, and it's in animation right now. So it's we know the character. We feel like the character is going to be a lot of fun. So we're pretty confident about what it is. But
you haven't playtested yet?
Well, it's in the starting phase. It doesn't have its full its full kit isn't done.
Oh, it's not okay.
So most of it is. Yeah.
If you thought the things were pretty fun or not.
Yeah, no, like the core thing that makes this character interesting is done.
It's pretty unique too, right? Like there isn't really any other character that.
Did you see what
unique? You mean veteran number 9 is not unique?
Did you see what Bird Dog just wrote on TeamSpeak?
Well, I mean, easy to kill BForster with it. I don't know. It's any character. That's the ethereal's a 10 on that scale, right?
Speaking about the ethereal, what's happening with his rework?
Yeah. So basically, what we have now in the studio, just to kind of a little behind the scenes, is we have a dedicated team doing nothing but veterans right now. So in between character releases, we're going to be doing kit reworks, and some of them are more substantial than others. Like Ethereal is a complete rework. Other characters are making them more fun to play against. So that's like the Fire Warrior rework will make him more well-rounded. Well, more killable and stuff like that. So yeah, it's basically roughing out, or rather smoothing over all those rough edges that we have right now.
And actually having like a better sort of like I mentioned to you guys before, like we're gonna have like an announcement phase for you guys to get stoked, and then like a release.
Yeah.
So there's like more of a system and a process involved, as opposed to announcing and releasing something to you guys like same day kind of thing. So
yeah,
as long as you don't hype it up and then not give any information like last time, that'd be great.
Oh, but Darktree is still gonna get a special surprise.
Oh, nice.
Soon,
I did tell Darb to email me, so yeah, email me and we'll figure something out.
Everyone quickly just email him, protect your dog.
If it's not darbtree@gmail, it's a lie.
Darbtree10 what?
I mean, we already know half the developers' login numbers.
Yeah. And how many characters their password is?
Yeah,
Yep.
saw
Yeah.
that.
We wrote that down.
We're on password 1,500,000,000 and still not getting it.
We're still trying to crack it so we can get that freaking little box that says how many people are in queue. That's our goal.
So, how hard would it be until you guys release the new items to just change the wrath for ranged so it's at least halved, just so it's not overpowered while we wait? I mean, that seems like just something that could be changed until the new release, because the wrath on ranged is just completely overpowered.
Yeah. Echo form as well is we're
Yes.
seeing as being pretty dominant.
I mean, can't you guys just change the formula of that, like while we wait?
Yeah, we haven't really done much with balance recently because we were trying to focus on the new balance for all the other characters coming up. It's something that is possible. We can talk with the designers tomorrow and see what we can do. But yeah, there are a few pain points like that, and I mean we see wrath on almost every character every game.
Why
so.
not?
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand for CC or any melee, just to keep something near you, but ranged is just.
I don't put them on Scout.
Are there any plans for
Scout doesn't need it.
hybridized items, sort of like an item that gives a little bit of health and a little bit of damage?
Well,
or is it gonna be
items.
purely
Yeah, it's a
well,
rework.
this is damage, this is health, sort of set up?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to answer that one without kind of showing how the items are going to work. They are going to be very different than what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, I'm just talking about changing the shit you have now.
Yeah.
Until that release,
You're gonna have
because
to lose the ability to proc a stun off Echo form.
Yeah, no, that's pretty amazing that's a thing. We didn't realize that was that's possible.
Doing damage to you if you hit me.
Yeah, but in terms of current balance, yeah, I'll talk to the guys tomorrow and see if we can come up with a
just a band-aid until it's fixed.
Yeah.
Oh, what's gonna be the deal with this week's stream? Is that like tomorrow or?
We're gonna do we still have
Friday.
Yeah, we'll do the Friday one for sure. We're kind of in the midst of a lot of big planning right now for upcoming stuff, so it's been tricky. That's why we didn't do the one on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a bit tricky for us to get time during the day to do a stream. So we might. I don't know, Jordan, if you want to weigh in on this at all.
Yep.
You guys should just do a host the stream and have one of us.
BForster do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do a redirect or something.
Well, one thing I really wanted to do.
I'll keep my language down and be all presentable and shit.
one thing I wanted to do that maybe we can do just for fun on Friday's stream, because like we like Tuesdays, like as Dave mentioned, that's going to be sort of when we start talking gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
But I know Troll, you talked about wanting to do sort of like maybe we could do like a devs versus you guys like feature stream on Friday or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys want to do that, we could do that. So yeah, what do you think about that, Dave?
Who gets Forster?
Oh man.
What do you think, Dave? Do you want to do
I
just
no,
like
I think that's a lot of fun, but I think if we want our 4 best, that's not going to be me. That's going to be a few other people.
Yeah, that's not me either. So,
Well, I'm
but
out
yeah,
too,
we
guys.
could host something like that on Friday if you guys are down for that. Like I can organize it. set
We
it
can
up.
do the normal and then the elite.
Yeah.
Let those 4 do their thing, and I'll hang out with you guys.
Trainees and Forster.
Yeah, I think we were planning to do it at 4 p.m. PST solo months. So if you're gonna be around then,
Yeah, I can usually get home. Like I'm military, so my hours are semi-flexible.
Cool, sweet. Well, let's do it. I'll set it up. I'll try to organize it tomorrow. Talk to you guys tomorrow, and then I'll talk to some of our devs as well. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do like community versus devs on Friday stream. I think that would be fun.
That's gonna be very interesting.
Wait, that's 4 p.m.
PST. Yeah.
That's 6 p.m. Oh, okay. Yeah, 6 would be cool.
Okay, so okay, yeah, that'll be good then.
Actually, on that, because I am so close, if I'm ever in Vancouver, give you guys a heads up. If I show up with a case of beer at the office, will that be frowned upon?
No, not at all, man. Come on down. We love beer.
As long as it's not
No,
Coors
he's just
Light.
gonna drink it.
If it's Coors Light, they shut the door.
But if you're looking for hints on what's to come, I don't know how much we can really show or what we have. So.
Oh no.
Solomans, just keep your phone open and look at all whiteboards.
Check all the computer monitors.
Just have a slot in the front of your door. Saying drop beer here.
Yeah, actually, we got to.
They might release stuff by mistake.
Yeah, we have. It wouldn't be the first time. We have actually a full board with a whole new character on it right now up in the office, so we'd have to do some more quick erasing.
Do we have it? Like, oh yeah, I guess we do.
Yeah, we do.
I didn't realize. No,
Yeah, you sit right next to that thing too.
And that is what?
I saw that in the one stream that you guys did.
Well, I definitely know it's not Drazar, because last time I asked about him, you guys were like, "What? What is that?" The Incubi from Dark Elder.
I totally just Googled it.
What?
Drazar. I keep forgetting what that dude is. Yeah, I remember him. We have our UI person's huge into Eldar actually.
Dark Eldar, I mean.
She plays. What does she play? She plays. I think it's like baseline Eldar. Yeah.
Oh, she plays just Eldar. Yeah.
Yeah, and Corn. So yeah.
Corn, sweet.
Likes red.
Oh yeah, Eldar hype.
There is no Eldar hype.
Dude, I love Eldar.
So what
Eldar
is?
look awesome
So what is up with the Necron
insert
stuff?
orc character.
Which Necron stuff?
Just any of it. Like everyone's like so pining for freaking Necron.
Oh yeah, we've seen that.
They are so annoying. I could just think of so many other characters that are better than Necron.
Well, I mean, there's at least some good ideas for good Necron characters. Like Deathmark would be a great sniper ranged Necron.
Yeah, it's like there's a few factions that are actually kind of tougher to make characters for. Like I play guard. Like I have a Death Corps army. Yeah. But like it's hard to come up with some awesome. Well, it's not hard to come up with it. There's it's tanks. You have like 5 Lehman Russ and you're done, right?
And you guys can't use any vehicles, right? You guys don't have a license for any of those.
Oh,
yeah.
you can use ground tanks.
That actually raises a question. With Necron, like, what's the limit on that? What does Games Workshop? Well, what does Games Workshop count as the?
Skimmers would be
vehicle.
classified as vehicle for
The
games?
easiest thing to remember is
Didn't they tell us that like monstrous creatures count, but like
we can do monstrous creatures, but we can't do
Demon
vehicles.
Princess? What the fuck?
Demon Prince,
Wait,
dude.
so
Demon Princess with wings! Holy shit!
Freaking Chaos Sorcerer.
I would-
He's old, like makes him a Demon Prince. Oh,
You're amazing.
he's so good.
I'd like to upgrade my Karn. After 100 kills, goes to a Demon Prince.
that would be pretty badass.
Actually, be a pretty interesting sort of character idea that's more stacking.
Dude, level 15, you upgrade to your character's
veteran form.
Like a
veteran
Shyvana
form.
type character that works off of like a rage bar, like the longer they're in combat and
Oh,
stuff. And then they
Primarchs!
can ult, and
Fuck
it
yeah!
enhances their normal
No,
abilities.
they would be just veterans during guard.
All you need to do is make them all Primarchs at level 15.
We actually can't use Primarchs.
What?
Yeah.
Even skin-wise?
Well, I think it depends on the Primarch.
Oh man.
It's they.
Yeah, GW
There's
is so
a
specific
Horus.
with this stuff.
Yeah, because Horus Heresy is a specific type of Warhammer product, and that's usually where most of the Primarchs show up.
Ah, damn.
So it's
That's
yeah.
fail. What the?
Well,
What is?
there's not many of them left running
you guys
around
Here.
in the 40k.
You have to do the.
I want you
what's
guys
it
to
called?
make an
The second
amazing
Primarch.
game, but we're gonna fuck every idea you have that makes it awesome.
But I mean, like honestly,
You
there's
said
tons
that,
of
not
already
me.
awesome characters. Yeah,
What's
there's tons
that?
of really awesome characters in 40k itself right now too. So
Right, but you know,
I mean, like yeah, I
Primarchs
know.
are a big deal.
So, yeah, like we can't do Horus, for example, even
Well-
though he's a hugely important person.
Right.
Yeah.
No
Emperor's Chief.
Abaddons.
Do the 11th
I guess it's too
Primarch.
specific.
Like even like I guess Abaddon's not a Primarch, so I guess.
So
it
you
would be
guys are
fine.
like actually on the topic of like specific characters, for instance, like the Emperor's Champion or whatever. Are you gonna do more of getting like more of the infantry roster done, and then as that gets drained, start doing like specific characters with specific kits? So now you said you wanted to do like
what we're called.
How you have the Fire Warrior and the skins for it, or like.
I hate to interrupt real quick.
Yep.
I've actually got to go right now, but yeah, I'll leave you guys with Grounder, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow about organizing some community event on Friday. Yeah, so I gotta go right now.
All right, thanks,
It was good
Toast.
to talk to all
Appreciate
you
it.
guys. Yeah, I'll definitely try to swing by more often because this is fun.
Sounds
but,
good.
Release more stuff when he leaves.
All right, okay. I'll see you guys later.
All right, see you,
Have a good
Toast.
man.
User
Sorry,
disconnected
what was your
from
question?
channel.
I was asking what email I should.
Oh, here
I think it's
fire him,
Whitebox at or Whitebox Community at what is it?
community at Whitebox Games.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Jordan will get it. That's where he gets his emails.
Oh, you just send it to the community?
Community one, yeah.
Yeah,
He filters through all that stuff.
Yeah, he's the main guy for that.
I have like 50 of that email.
Yeah, he's probably got you on spam.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
right, Darb.
That's it. Well, no, I use it a lot because I tell people to go. to other places all the
Hey,
time
Darb, there's a
before.
.com.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. What was the question about characters? I think that was from Darb.
Yeah, I was curious as to. I mean, there's a lot of just like standard infantry units, but the way you guys currently said your model was is that you do like how you have the Fire Warrior and the skins for it would be of the various factions within it, and then you'd have the characters that are in a Fire Warrior unit. But would you ever be doing like unique characters as their own standalone sort of?
Oh, sort of like
Emperor's Champion.
Yeah, or the one that came to mind was what's his name? Marnie's Calgar with like double power fist or something, like using that as basis, sort of thing. Yeah, so that was actually something we talked about a lot, like early on in development, like whether we were going to go with those characters or with units. And ultimately we went with the units because what we really wanted to do, and this is a big part of the tabletop, is like painting your guys. So we want to have a veteran painter, and we actually can't do that with the special characters.
Would that rule out units like the Imperial Assassins? Like a Vindicare Assassin is pretty much just a dude that's painted black.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like a Vindicare Assassin might be like a skin for another character or something, right?
But
like,
you
I mean,
but you can paint your own scheme. You just can't have the icons that they would normally have. Like they wouldn't have like the banner of that faction, but you can color it that way, correct?
so I don't quite get you.
Like if it was a different color scheme, you could color it however you wanted, but you just wouldn't have that banner that they would actually have. That type of stuff.
Yeah, so it's like you can't have
an Imperial Fist logo on the scout if you just painted yellow.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
so
okay.
like there's like consistency things that the GW likes. Like they even said you can have a pink and white berserker running around, and that's fine, but it can't be a pink and white world eater. Is basically kind of the rule, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it can't be anything that overturns like
Rainbow
paint
Zerker.
jobs, like canon paint jobs.
Yeah, that's right. So
if it has the World Eater's symbol on it, it can't be any different color besides what the World Eater is.
yeah. But I mean, like, you can go out and if you like angry Marines, you can make your own angry Marine paint scheme, and you can do something like that. But yeah, it can't be for a specific thing, which means
Gotcha.
like Lysander can't get painted and stuff. So like the skins won't be paintable for that reason, but the bases are, and that's why we went with the kind of the normal dudes to start with.
Yeah.
Damn, but Lysander is so yellow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
that
gonna fix that, actually.
Terminator.
We're gonna scale up that shield. Yeah.
going from the new one to the other one, the yellow guy. Oh my God, looks like a little stick.
Speaking about shield though, fucking the Salamander skin is amazing. I love it.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's
That
cool.
Salamander
Yeah, that thing does
pretty
look
darn
awesome.
good.
I
Yeah.
bought
I
it
like the
without
flame.
being able to play a game with it because the queue was so dead this weekend.
Yeah, it was a little slower. So we're I think what we found was leaving the servers open that whole time was worse for condensing games. So I mean, overall there was still a lot of people in queue, but it just wasn't condensed, right? Yeah.
I think the second week, like, it was fun for the first couple days, but then everybody was like, getting like burnt out of spamming games and stuff, so they just kind of tapered off. It's probably
Yeah.
That's probably it.
I'm sure they have all the stats on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know I did because I had to get back to Plat in League, so I was like, gotta do that before the season ends. Gotta get my border.
That is so gay.
I gave up on that shit. Too many idiots.
Yeah, those stats are stupid.
Well, so
That
I'm
you would lose
wondering,
it.
Grounder, with
Yeah.
the since we're going to try and get all the factions in, with Astra Militarium, how far are you guys limited on that with Imperial Guard? 'Cause I know Astra Militarium is basically the whole grunt army, but like, what's the
Ogre.
limitation?
Like what are we able to use?
Yeah, for the Astra Militarium for basic,
Well,
Everything
basically
is
anything up to a Lehman Russ, essentially, right? Like we can do stuff like Ogrins, Ratlings, Commissars, stuff like Steel Legions, like even stuff like Forge World, like Death Corps is a big thing too. So I mean, like, yeah, most of that stuff is all fair game.
Oh, so we can actually have a Death Corps champion inside.
That would make me so happy.
I'd
Yeah.
like to see that too.
Is
I'll
a veteran
do
that
that.
consists of 5 guardsmen standing in close formation out of the question?
It's actually something we've joked about having just like a horde of conscripts or something where you're just like throwing them out and dying, but it's all it's kind of like doesn't really fit the power fantasy of 40k when you just have like a grunt. So it's a balance, right?
Like a little.
I'd like
It's
to
the
see a
underdog
commissar that
story.
can execute your own minions and deny like experience
Yeah.
and gold, and it like
Mhm.
gives it to your team instead. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, a commissar is a good example of like what like he summarizes so much about what the guard is, that he's like a good representative from the faction rather than like Acadian dude.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely like experiment with different like unique mechanics. Like I know one thing
totally.
they're saying is for like the Necron Lich Guard, the shield dudes, as more of a frontline tank, making like one of their abilities being able to deflect bullets. And you
Oh, yeah.
can aim that,
Also,
Like bounce them back or
make,
something.
like, a sporadic
Thinking of
aiming.
like just the orcs, like you know how that some orc mechs have the shock attack gun, just like using your own minions if that ever gets implemented. So like even using minions as ammo. as
Oh.
shock attack.
Was Grounder in here when we talked about upgrading minions?
No, I
I
wasn't.
don't think it was, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we
Not
have.
even upgrading, just buying your little horde to follow you.
Well,
Minion
yeah.
skins.
So it actually reminds me, like way back. I don't know if this is super. I don't know if we talked about this before, but whatever. We're not doing it anyways. We had prototyped a long time ago the ability to basically command squads, and that was kind of the original, way back prototype.
Oh yeah.
But it turned out it just wasn't very fun. Honestly, like it was really messy, and it was not readable at all. Like when stuff's going on. But like other command mechanics, like there's definitely options to have like I don't know, like an engineer that like puts stuff down, or like a guy that's commanding other troops or something. Like there's tons of stuff that we're able to check out and try. Like we're doing I'm heading up the veterans team nowadays, and we're doing a lot more prototyping, which is great. So I mean, like we're gonna try and focus on getting the next character out really as soon as we can. But after that, we're gonna try and like have a lot more in the hopper for like really cool, interesting stuff. So that's actually really exciting from a development perspective because we get to do a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tech priest that can drop weapon servitors.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
So-
man. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Troll.
Okay. So with that whole calling in different stuff, what's the limitation on like calling in? Because thinking about it would be kind of lore breaking in a way for like if you had.
Oh, because you're in a witch cult arena and stuff like that.
Thing.
Yeah.
Like, just like off map support type of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to balance that. It's a tricky kind of line, right? Because on one hand, you're in a witch cult arena.
No orbital strikes. I'm telling you.
Your orbital strikes and stuff like that.
Fuck that.
So I mean, like, it's.
Well, not even that. Just like commissar calling in a Valkyrie run. Like,
yeah.
Why the Valkyrie just flying around?
So I mean, like, but I was watching Gladiator the other day, and I was reminded of there's one scene where they're fighting. A bunch of chariots that come in and stuff like that. And tigers come out of the ground. So I mean, like, there's a balance between what makes sense in a witch cult arena and what the Dark Eldar could be throwing out, almost as like a mockery of what they're doing, right?
I think you should bring in chariots with Dark Eldar
yeah.
minions.
With the Terminator of he had the ability to deep strike. So why?
Oh yeah, no, totally. Like if.
Like, I'm not thinking...
Yeah, no, it's exactly that kind of idea where it's like that sort of thing. The Dark Eldar would either they would have some kind of binding to inhibit it, yeah, or they would, they would, or we can kind of push the lines of like they have some way around it. I mean, it's the same thing honestly with Tyranids when they eventually make it into the game. It really doesn't make sense to have a hive mind. Exactly, and have like a hive mind sort of thing. So we kind of have to come up with reasons the Dark Eldar would accommodate that.
Well, the
sure
thing
would
with
be
Tyranids
nice to
is,
have.
What if they don't have hive mind communication? They just become feral. But that's really rare of instance. Of
Yeah,
that.
there's only a few like lictors or like that gene stealer cults or sometimes like that. But I mean, if that's going to limit us to a few choices, that's not really making the most advantage of what Tyranids are, right? So we need to like. There's a group of Termagants in the jungle right now, and doesn't really make sense. So there's a balance you have to do, right?
Yeah.
How big is the Tyranid hive mind?
Oh, I have no idea actually.
Because they could just have like a hive mind,
Like a localized one.
Yeah,
or something.
Hive mind
Yeah.
captured, and they just threw it in the
Just
basement,
grab the
and they're
hive
like,
mind, just-
Yeah.
okay, we're good, and then they just go grab a Tyranid, and it's like, connect to this hive mind, good to go.
Yeah, actually, no, we had a conversation about that something. Yeah.
They just have a queen under the map.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
There's that Tyrannid monstrous creature that makes gaunts. Probably just have one of those chained
Oh, yeah,
up
there it
somewhere.
Yeah,
is.
the queen.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're doing the Aliens movie. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's chained up and it's just laying
Going to
eggs.
bang out.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, so I have a question for you guys. We've been talking a little bit with Valve regarding Steam support.
Fuck yeah.
Is that something you guys would be interested in?
Yeah.
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 People could actually see what you're
Ending.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could, do a community. You could also do a community talk within Steam as well.
Well, like I launch the launcher as a non-Steam game through Steam.
Yeah, I do the same
for
thing.
The guys that I have on
Yeah.
my friends list, so they can so let's
You
play.
can still talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I have that. I have that going through too. I just put it right to match client and launch the game from it.
Yeah, it's a tricky balance. I mean,
Is
like
it a
on one
pain in the
hand,
ass?
it's
They take your money.
yeah, that's the thing. They take a cut.
And then,
So I
of
mean,
course, we have to
But
replace
look at the
Gaben with
community
Emperor.
difference, though.
yeah.
Steam
So I mean,
touches everybody.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what
it's a
you said.
careful balance. Like we need to weigh out like do we get better reach with Steam
Dude,
versus
if you guys got
do we
featured,
get more cut?
holy shit.
I
Yeah.
think,
Free-to-play
one-
game featured on Steam would boost some numbers.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
just the one online, one of the games that I used to play, they were suffering a horrible loss of players. Like they were sub 1,000 players online at any given time, and like if you actually look into more online, it's huge. It's like mini League Online, but regardless, they actually got featured on Steam, and I think they pretty much quadrupled their player base in the first week.
So,
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't doubt. I mean,
It's
you look
definitely
at
worth its
skyrocket.
you look at Steam and you just see featured and it says free to play. Well, fuck, it's free. I'll try it.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's on
I know
Steam.
they. Dawn of War, I think one just had a free weekend on Steam a little while ago. Yeah, so and I mean like we were looking at stats for that because you can look at what people play, and there was about 75,000 people playing Dawn of War concurrently, and I mean that game is I don't know how old that game is now.
And not to
Dawn of War
mention,
one
you
is
could
still better than two,
not to
any day.
mention on Steam you can see how many people are online.
That's on our end.
I do like that does its, capture and control points sort of thing. Just like idea for game mode. Cough,
Well,
cough.
again, the big thing with Steam though is you have to like really hope to get it farther out with more content because you draw a bigger crowd.
That's not alpha standard. This is when they're close to being
It would,
done.
it would either
now.
launch like early access or moving towards that. Like with the feature set we have, it's being investigated. We wouldn't launch it right away, sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's
but something
it's,
to look forward to later on.
Yeah,
I
it
would
just
love
makes
for it to be
clean
on
and
Steam.
easy, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. So yeah, we're wondering because there's a community out there that really opposes Steam.
Who gives a shit about them?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, it's it's exciting for us to kind of look into that sort of thing because it helps us out.
Origin is such a piece of shit.
I'm pretty sure there's a way to get
If
it.
you guys,
I
will tell you, if you guys go EA, I'm fucking done.
So actually, a few years ago, one of my first jobs was actually working at EA. It's kind of a thing in the